Hello, everybody.
Hello,
I'm Kerry,
and I'm Daphne.
and welcome to
Ask
Ask Kerry.
Kerry. So we're out here hiking today, and we thought this was such a gorgeous location that we would do our little skit here today. This is out in Wolf's Hollow, and I bring along with me a fabulous question that comes from a young rider, and this is from Allison. Dear Kerry, my name is Allison, and I was wondering if you have any advice or tips for me on how to get my horse to act better, especially at shows. In my barn, most of my friends always make me feel like I'm not good enough, even though I'm trying my hardest. I know I'm not the best rider yet, but how can I become better faster? My friends don't really say much to me, but I can tell they sort of look down on me, and it makes me feel like I want to quit or just go somewhere else. What is your advice?
Allison, I'm glad you wrote in because this is a very important question.
Really
That
is.
we've both experienced circumstances of peer pressure, and I know
Mm-hmm.
I have throughout my life in different situations growing up, and even today. And I know we've talked about this. We both have had different experiences in our lives, and two things that really stand out to me with what you asked and what you wrote in is number one, time. You're looking at trying to get your horse better, faster. Well, first of all, you got to get that concept, out of your noggin because time is not a concept that horses have the same as us. It can take a lot of time to get to know your horse and to build a relationship with your horse, but that's where it starts. The other,
And to get to know yourself with your
exactly,
horse.
exactly, and how that interaction goes. Horses communicate primarily through emotion. So your horse is going to read your emotional input. Your intentions carry a lot of weight with your horse. Okay. And something else, if I know the horse shows are fun, and I know that the ribbons are great, but if that's your purpose for going and doing these things, that's really not the right purpose. The purpose is to be with your horse and to build a relationship with your horse, and to build that relationship takes time and patience. And I know, you're at the barn. It's like being in school. You're at the barn with your friends, but you're not there for your friends. Okay,
Right, right.
you're there for your horse first, and then yourself second. If you put your horse ahead of everything else, and that's where your focus goes to, and your attentiveness and your thoughts and how to enrich and better communicate with your horse, things will
Yeah,
begin to fall in place.
exactly. And she'll get stronger. You'll get to be a stronger rider, and your horse then will get more confident with you.
Hmm.
And then he's not going to act up and do things at the shows. He's going to be like you teach riding with fluency. You're going to be one with your horse,
Yeah.
and your friends then will look at you and be like, "Wow, she's doing a great job." Um,
Exactly. You have to always remember that, horses are oftentimes an emotional reflection of their environment. So everything that you bring with you to your horse when you're working with your horse, that your horse is going to feel those things. These can impede your horse's progress, okay, because they can feel that stress and anxiety. And something else I always try to remind people, just of any age really, that find your own truth. Who you are is who you are. Okay, if you have to outsource, like I talk about with horses having to outsource, for sensory system and sensory soundness, if you have to outsource, you know, your truth and to seek validation through another person or your friends or things of that nature, anytime you do that, you have to question, is it really your truth? Because
right.
only you can validate your own truth. No one else can do that.
Right. My favorite saying is the most important person is the one that's looking back at you in that mirror. And that would be you, Allison. Always remember that you only have to impress that person that's in that mirror.
And like you always say, have fun, but you have to have a good time doing
Yeah,
it, and you
absolutely.
got to take the pressure off. This is about learning new things with your horse, and you know what? We don't all learn things at the same time in the same time frame.
Hmm.
I learn certain things faster than some people, but then I learn things slower than some people. And I was never a math whiz, and I always took me extra time to do that. But I enjoyed writing, and I enjoyed the arts and things like that. So we all have different interests and things that we are good at, and takes more time for us to do than other things. But horses are a lot the same way. So you can't look at it as a crunch time of you got to get better by these certain time frames because you have an event here, or an event there, or you're going to this show, and you got to keep up with your friends. Keep up with your horse. Put your horse ahead of all those things, and realize that the smallest of the most incremental steps forward with your horse are big wins.
Hmm.
Those things are that's the reason why you're doing what you're doing, or at least it should be. And I have to say, Daphne, you wore the
Oh
perfect.
yeah,
You wore the
it's my
perfect.
favorite shirt.
You wore the perfect shirt today. It's a saying that we have on a lot of our stuff, but it's the first step in realizing your dreams is believing that you can, and remember that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So I hope this helps. And Allison, you know what? We'll get your address, and maybe we'll go ahead and get your shirt size and send you one of these shirts.
Yeah.
So that you can have that.
Believe in yourself
exactly.
and believe in your horse. He will learn and grow with you. And on that note, if anyone else there, out there has a question for Kerry, and you would like to write in, write to my email address is daphne@sensorysoundness.com, and I will get that to Kerry, and we'll see if we can get it answered for you.
You might find yourself out here at the park.
Right.
Well, thanks for joining us this time, and until next time, I always say, be the bridge
and not the block.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.